All right, so the recording is started now. Now, today we are going to study one of the most important topics in the Arabic language. And this topic is pronouns. Okay. Pronouns are, are something that you will find almost in every ayah of the Quran. Every ayah, not just once, multiple times. Without pronouns, you just can't understand and decode any form of Arabic, not just the Quranic Arabic. So they are one of the most important topics, and all of us needs to own this in and out, the topic of pronouns. Okay? It will open up lots and lots of things that I'm still not able to open for you because we don't know the pronouns yet. We've touched upon pronouns little bit when we were doing proper, when we were doing type. We've mentioned that if they are on page 18, they're always this and that, but we have never studied them properly. So this is where we start the study of the pronouns. And inshallah, once you have owned this, you will see the value that pronouns bring to your entire learning. Okay. So pronouns in English, just as a revision. What are pronouns in English? Can you give me any example? Any pronoun?
I, you, he, we.
I, you,
they.
we, they, them, it, and so on. Right? These are the words. These are pronouns. You do have them in Arabic too, of course. The challenge with Arabic is that you have a singular, pair, and plural in Arabic. So let me make a table out of this. So you have singular, pair, and plural, which is this plural, pair, and singular. So you have corresponding pronouns for that. For singular, you would have another pronoun, and for pair, you have another. For plural, you will have another, right? And they're not hard to understand, but they are something that you really need to own to be able to really understand the usage and also the overall learning of the Arabic language. Now, before I start to fill up this table with the pronoun and tell you what they are, I need to tell you there are a few characteristics of the pronouns. Okay, so pronouns in Arabic are of two types. In Arabic, pronouns are of two types. The first type is attached pronouns. And the second type is detached pronouns. Okay. Sometimes you call attached pronouns independent pronouns and detached pronouns dependent pronouns. Okay. Two categories. We'll take them one by one. We'll start with the first one, the independent pronouns, these ones. Okay. That's what we study first, and then we'll go on to the study of dependent ones. Now, independent pronouns are those pronouns that, of course, can exist independently. They can exist independently. What does that mean? That means effectively they do not need any other word to be with them to exist. They do not depend on any other word as such for their own existence. They can be used in the Arabic language regardless if there's any other word before or after them and things like that. So they're quite independent. One characteristic for pronouns, not just independent pronoun, is that all pronouns are isms. All pronouns are isms. Now, when we studied the definition of ism, we said it's a thing, it's an idea, it's adjective, and we said all and more. That and more actually includes that pronoun. We did not explicitly identify a pronoun at that time, but now we know it's also including pronouns. So pronouns in all of Arabic are isms. Okay? Either they are dependent or independent, doesn't matter, but they are isms. Now, all independent pronouns Pronouns are always rafa. All independent pronouns are always rafa. They are marfu. Their status will always be rafa. And I'm talking about independent pronouns. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Okay, so far, three things I've told you. They can exist independently. They don't depend on any other word. They're all isms, and independent pronouns are always rafa. Regardless how you see them, where you see them, they will always be rafa, the independent pronouns. Okay? They are always inflexible or non-flexible. The independent pronouns are always non-flexible. In fact, not just independent pronouns are always inflexible, regardless independent or not. Okay, in some cases, I did not explicitly mention always for all the pronouns, because in some cases of detached, they do change the thing that take and reflect if they are nasab or jar in a more explicit way. But generally speaking, overall concept of pronouns is all about inflexible. So they don't reflect their status by showing the ending sound or ending combination. They don't do that. They just have one form. They always look like that form. And you just know that this form is the independent pronoun, and this independent pronoun is always rafa. That's how it is. And when we do those pronouns, then you will have a better understanding, inshallah. Okay? Because they are all isms, they always have four properties. And when they have four properties, they would have status. They have all four properties. Let me just write it that way. They would have status, they would have number, they would have gender, they would have type. Pronouns. Okay? And that's true for any ism. Any ism has a status, number, gender, type. So regardless if we know in advance the pronoun is inflexible, if we know in advance its status is going to be rafa, but it still has a status, it still has some gender, number, and type. All pronouns are, let me just put it like that. Pronouns are always proper. They're always proper. Okay. Regardless of independent or dependent, they're always proper. So two things we know about pronoun with our eyes closed. One, for independent pronoun, we know they are rafa. And we also know they are proper. So you don't need to think about it. You just know they are rafa and they are proper. Okay, for the independent ones. For the dependent ones, we'll do something later. But the dependent ones would always be proper. Pronouns generally are always proper. I'll do one thing. Okay, what I'll do is, just for your clarity, I'll pick a few things up from here and put them under pronouns so they become super clear to you. Right? So pronouns are always isms. They always have four properties. They're always inflexible. Let me just put that here. They're always proper. These three things applies to all types of pronouns. They're always isms. They have their four properties, and they're always proper. Okay. Independent pronouns exist independently. They are always rafa, and they're always inflexible. Okay. Clear so far? Any questions? Anything that is unclear? Good. Of course, pronouns. Yes, question, Tala?
You said can exist independently. So an independent pronoun can be detached as well.
In the independent pronoun, no, these are two different categories. Either one of them would be true. Either it's going to be independent or dependent. It cannot be both at the same time.
But this means that's the next condition that you wrote, can exist independently. So it's not always exist independently. It's something.
Yes. Can exist. Let me just do it like this because that's probably confusing you. So it's always exist independently, right? And the ones which are detached, they don't exist independently. Okay, we'll do them later. Okay?
Yeah.
So the independent ones, they always exist independently. They always are rafa and they are always inflexible. Okay. And these three, all of them applies to all of them, dependent or independent. So they're all isms, they have 4 properties and they're always proper. Okay. Now, I'll just remove this one from here. So at this point, so we focus completely on this topic. Attached or independent, whatever you want to call them. Now, what we have is this table that I'm going to fill up. And we will go one by one and start to see those independent pronouns. Okay.
Dr. Sab,
Yeah.
can I just ask, you know, at the top, shouldn't you have put all pronouns are non-flexible at the top as well?
We could, but there are few there are few dependent pronouns. There are few dependent pronouns that actually do not act that way.
Oh, right.
That's why I have not, right?
Okay.
So,
yep.
But 99% of the time, they're all inflexible.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, just like the pronouns are isms. They have number, gender, type, status, everything like that. So we're going to start with, let's say, masculine pronouns. So I'm going to start with masculine pronouns. And I'm going to write first one here, a very popular word that you already know. This pronoun is haza. Oops, this is a bit too small. Second. Haza. I think all of us know this word. Haza. This pronoun means, oh, sorry, not haza, hua. Hua. You have heard this word in your surahs. Qul hu Allahu ahad. You have this word, right? So hua is the first pronoun. This means he. He. Okay. Now hua will always look like this. Something like this, right? Hua. Now, this pronoun itself, you have no ending sound and no ending combination of the sort. Whenever you see hua like this, you know it's a pronoun. It's an independent pronoun. It is inflexible and it is rafa. Okay, so if I have to do those 4 properties of this pronoun, I would say it's rafa. I would say it's rafa. It's singular. It's masculine. I'm giving you the masculine version at this point. And it's proper. All of these properties, I've told you that pronouns are always proper and pronouns are always rafa, which are independent. These 2 properties you already know. You need to find a way to detect if it is singular or it is masculine or feminine, basically. Okay.
Dr. How do we identify if it's independent or dependent pronoun?
When you see the word hua, it's independent pronoun. Okay, so it will always be like that. Hua is never going to be dependent. This is just a fixed word, hua. Okay, When you see this word huwa, it is going to be independent pronoun, rafa, singular, masculine, proper. Always. Always. There is no other form of this pronoun. The other forms of this pronoun will come later on in the dependent pronoun. But whenever you see this word, that's how you know it's independent, it's rafa, it's singular, it's masculine, it's proper. That's it. You should not be mapping it to the Muslim chart. You should not be mapping it to any chart other than the chart we are building now.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Is that clear? Huwa. So if I tell you what is he, you're going to tell me it's huwa. Okay. There's an interesting teacher from Turkey. He died, but he created a pronoun song. I'll try to dig it out and send it to you. If you can sing that song, you will actually remember these pronouns. So I used it quite a lot when I was learning. So huwa is the first pronoun. It is singular, it is masculine, it's rafa, it's proper. Okay. The second one. Huma. Now, because this is about pair, it means they both. They both. Or both of them, whatever you want to say. Both of them. Well, have you? There is an ayah in Surah Rahman. Bainahuma barzakhullahi yabghiyan. So Allah has put a barzakh between both of them. Bainahuma. Huma is used there because there are two seas Allah is talking about, in which the partitions, both of them, that's what it means. So that's the pronoun used here. In your Surah Ikhlas, you use qul, say, hu Allahu, he is Allah. Okay. So you can remember it like that. So whenever you forget who is he, just remember Surah Ikhlas. Qul hu Allah. It's the second word of the Surah Ikhlas. So huwa, huma, he, they both. Now, we know already that we are studying independent pronouns. We're not studying anything else. We're just studying independent pronouns. This means this would be rafa. I know, always. I also know it's always going to be proper, right? I know this is about a pair, so it's two, right? And right now, we're only studying the masculine versions. Only studying the masculine versions right now. Okay. All of this line is going to produce masculine. So what I want us to do is, let me give you a third one first. Third one is hum. Hum. Hum means they. They. Now this is talking about plural. This is three or more. Could be millions, it could be just three, it could be 10, whatever. You're talking about people who are more than two. Okay. Okay. Huwa, huma, hum. And now, what is going to be the status? Rafa, because it's independent and we know that. Is it going to be proper? Yes. We're talking about plural, so it's going to be 3 plus, and we're only talking about masculine. Right now, we're only talking about masculine. Okay. Huwa, huma, hum. Now, this is where we need to sing together a little bit. Okay. Huwa, huma, hum. Huwa, huma, hum. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to just look at this, digest this, and then let's start. Let's do some practice. I want you to be able to say huwa, huma, hum, and I want you to be able to tell me what they mean. Huwa, huma, hum, he, they, both, they. So huwa, huma, hum. Just reflect on this a little bit on 30 seconds, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. Very good. So what are the three pronouns? Let's go one by one. Tala, I'm going to put you on the spot for this. Let's start with you.
Huwa, huma, hum.
Hua, huma, hum. Okay, who's next? Can I pick Uncle? Uncle, can I pick you?
G.
The three pronouns?
Yeah. Hua, huma, hum.
Hua, huma, hum. Very good. Mustafa, can I pick you?
Yeah. Hua, huma, hum, he, they, both they.
Very good. Waqas bhai?
Hua, huma, hum.
Very good. Umar bhai?
जी हुआ हुमा हुम
Ji. And
What
Shams
is,
bhai?
Hua huma hum.
Very good. MashaAllah. So, okay. So, I want you to tell me, what was this one? What is this?
Huma.
Huma.
Huma. Huma. It's not the Huma you wanted to marry, but still it's different. Well, it's a different Huma. Okay. Please go, don't.
There must be two Swad, bhai. We can go for the second one.
Yeah.
So,
शमस भाई शमस भाई ये केस में हुमा से हुमायूं निकल आया था
right. Okay. So, and what is he?
Who?
हुआ
Hua.
Hua.
Not who. Not who. Hua. Hua. Okay. That's how you read it. Hua. It's a tajweed thing. That's how you read it. Okay. And then the last one, which is they.
Hum.
Okay. Hua, huma, hum. In the next class, you have that completely owned. Hua, huma, hum. And you know what means what. Okay. So, inshallah. Very good. Let me go back to the table. Now, what you have learned so far is masculine. I'm going to give you the same versions for feminine. This is masculine. Okay. I'm going to give you same versions for feminine. Now, for feminine, if you have to say she, that is like this. Yeah. Just trying to think how to make the ya with the two dots under it. It's not coming across. Wait a second. I think it's a font thing. Anyway, so it's here. It's usually ya has a two dots under it. So this is she. Here. Now, can we say hua, huma, hum? Here.
Hua, huma, hum, here.
Yes, hua, huma, hum, here. Unmute your mics, and you have to keep this table in your mind. And you know the first row is all masculine, singular pair plural. The second row is all feminine, singular pair plural. That's what you need to know. Okay. Hua, huma, hum, here. Okay. Just say it out 3 times. Say it out loud 3 times. Unmute your mics. Let's make some noise.
Hua,
Hua, huma, hum, here.
here.
Hua, huma, hum, here.
here.
Hua, huma, hum, here. Hua, huma, hum, here. Hua, huma, hum, here.
Very good. It's like you're doing a judo karate. Hua, hua, huma, hum, yeah, yeah. You know that. That's how it is, right? So you can remember it that way, right? Now, let me give you a good news that the pair in feminine is the same as the masculine. Okay, it's the same as masculine, but this time it's feminine, of course. So hua, huma, hum, hiya, huma. That should be easy. Now, the question, how do we differentiate this is masculine or feminine? Don't go there yet. Let the time come. I'll tell you that. Right? Just remember these things like this. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma. Up to this point, just say it out loud a few times, make some noise, make yourself comfortable with this, please.
Yeah.
Huwa huma hum hiya huma.
Huma.
Huwa huma hum
Huma hum.
hiya
Yeah.
huma.
Hiya huma.
Huwa, huma,
Huwa
hum.
Huma hum.
huwa huma hum hiya huma. Huwa huma hum hiya huma.
Huwa, hiya, huma.
Yes, and remember the sequence. Okay, so don't confuse the sequence, because the way you will remember this across your entire learning journey is the sequence we are talking about. If you jumble up the sequence, it will become confusing for you. Okay, so huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, and that's the fifth one. Last one, the same for feminine. So that's gonna be hunna. Hunna means they, but in this case, feminine. Okay. They, but in this case, feminine. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna. Same drill, please. A few times. Make yourself comfortable with this.
Huwa, huma,
Huma hum.
hiya, huma.
Huwa huma hum hiya huma hun. Huwa huma
Hunna.
hum
Ah,
hiya huma hunna.
Hunna. Maybe
Huwa huma
Vikas Bhai's
hum.
next assignment is to make a song out of it and share it with everybody.
Astaghfirullah.
शमस भाई
Yeah?
परेशान नहीं हो हुमायूं नहीं है टेबल में.
No, but it could be nasheed instead of a song, of course. So now I'm going to take these four properties. The only
Sorry,
thing
Fahad
that's
bhai, मैंने अस्तगफुरुल्लाह वकास भाई का song से link पे कहा था. Sorry.
So if you look at the four properties of the feminine, the only thing that changes is the gender. Right? Everything remains the same. Because we know all of these are independent pronouns, and they are always rafa, they're always proper, and they are singular, pair, plural, and the gender changes based on the two rows that we have studied. Okay? Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna. Now I want every single one of you, one by one, to be able to say this without any hiccups. Just say huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna. Spend 30 seconds. It doesn't have to be fast, but it has to be without hiccups. Just spend 30 seconds reading this, then I'll take it off the screen. We'll try that then.
हुआ हुमा हुम हिया हुमा हुन्ना. हुआ हुमा हुम.
All right. Okay. Tala, can I grab you again?
yes.
Six pronouns.
Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna.
Very good. Uncle, you want to go next?
Huwa huma hum. Hiya huma hunna.
Excellent. Excellent. Mustafa?
Huwa humma hum, hiya humma hunna.
Very good. Vikas Bhai?
हुआ हुमा हुम हिया हुमा हुन्ना.
क्या बात है. Umar Bhai?
हुआ हुमा हुन हिया हुमा हुन्ना.
Very good. Shams Bhai?
Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, so while I type, you can try to guess what this is, but in your mind.
That's so quickly. Can we have the table back at the end of this class so we can have this as a document later on?
Of course, I'll share that, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, let's try to produce these 6 pronouns. So randomly, she. What was she?
Hiya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. He.
Huwa.
Huwa.
Wow, good. They both feminine.
Huma.
Huma.
Come on, of course. You all will remember this one always, I'm sure.
Thanks, Huma.
They masculine.
Hum.
Huma.
Hum. Hum. How about they both
Huma.
masculine?
Huma.
Of course. Tala, I can
Huma.
sense the energy in your huma.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Did we miss anything? Yes, we did actually.
Yes.
Okay. They feminine.
Hunna.
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 Everyone with me on this? Yeah. Huwa huma hum. Ya huma hunna. Very good. Very good. Let's go back to the same chart. Now, what you have done so far is third person. Let me just merge all of that and mark it as third person. What is a third person?
You're talking about someone else. Or
You're
pointing
talking
at
about
someone.
somebody who's not present with you. Or
Yes.
you're talking about somebody to someone, right? So somebody who's absent. So he does this, they do that, they did that, she does this, and so on and so forth. That's the third person you have done so far. Now, of course, there is a second person and there is a first person, which we will do next, inshallah. Okay, so let me do that one. We have 6 minutes. I will share this document. Own these 6 pronouns: huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna. You should be able to do from English to Arabic, Arabic to English, and they are not super difficult. Remember that they are always rafa, they are always proper, and the first line is always masculine and the second line is always feminine. If I give you huma and I do not tell you if it is masculine, feminine, you are telling me that it's either masculine or feminine at this point. Okay? Very good. Shalit, thank you very much. Inshallah, we'll meet next Sunday again, and hopefully we'll complete the pronouns and then move more advanced in that pronoun study.